All right, well, over on the left side of the map at about the 9 o'clock position, we have our Zerg player. Won the last 2 games. A new face on the GSL, he is. Is this a guy we're going to be seeing more in the next couple months? Who knows? Maybe.
We do often see bright up-and-coming new players show themselves first in the team league.
Very true. Down at the bottom of the map is a player we've seen a lot of. He is.
StarTale, Bomber.
Bomber. Never going to see those headsets red again, man, I'm telling you. So what has he got planned?
Barracks.
Okay, it's a Makarax. No, actually it's not, because it's the first barracks.
Well, he clearly has put that in a spot he wants. Well, actually, I don't know why he's put it in that spot. Never mind.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice. It does, of course, get your Marine there a little bit faster, I guess, because he doesn't have to spend time walking down the ramp. And it looks like Anyang is going to scout him right away, sending his Overlord up to that top position too. So they're going to get there at about the same time. That's a good thing to kind of take note of if you're a Zerg player. If you follow those timings, you can scout 2 places more or less at once almost.
Wow. And actually the drone approaching from that. Oh my.
Oh
no.
Oh, this is so smart. I actually, I actually thought that barracks was so close that he would see it.
I thought it was too.
I was like, maybe he's trying to trick him into thinking he's proxy raxing, but I'm like, no, that barracks is too close. He's going to see it for sure, but he doesn't see it.
Oh my gosh.
Now Anyang thinks he's being proxy raxed.
I have no idea if that's an intention. No, he doesn't. He doesn't actually know where his spawn is.
Oh.
He thinks he spawned on the right side of the map. He went into the main and didn't see anything either.
Oh, really?
He doesn't think he even spawned there.
Oh, he didn't go far enough into the main to see the command center. Whoops.
That's why I was so excited that he went up like partway into the ramp, past the ramp, and then turned around.
Well, this is working out quite well for Bomber. Yeah, he's going to get this command center down with no problem at all. Anyang Prime very confused now. He's like, am I the only person on this map? Nope, he does see the Marine. He's like, where did that Marine come from?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Really,
he might lose his Overlord.
It's really interesting because the way the map is set up, if he was right-click into the main, that drone would have gone that direction regardless. So I think that barracks might have been placed there intentionally.
Oh, I'm sure it was quite intentional. Yeah. Yeah,
to avoid getting scouted by a drone.
That's so close.
That's really
as
cool.
As far as the vision goes, yeah.
That is so cool.
With the pathing that the units go on, if you just click inside someone's base, it bypasses that spot. They can't see it. And now Bomber's going to continue to wall off to add on 2 more, possibly 3 more barracks to complete the wall off. Again, the natural choke is a little bit narrower now than it used to be, so you can actually wall this off pretty easy. Oh, but a Roach Warren going up for Anyang, though. That's a pretty good response now that he knows where Bomber is. Can do some early damage, possibly losing some Lings, though. I don't know, Mole Trap. This could get very exciting very soon.
Yeah, it could get ugly. He's blocking that off, but I don't know if he's going to have enough to really deal with Roaches if he does decide to go for a quick Roach push. He hasn't saved up the gas for Roaches, so it may just be a preemptive Roach Warren in case of Hellions.
Oh, that's quite possible, yeah.
Because he hasn't actually, he's seen a few Marines, but he hasn't actually seen Bomber's base at all. In fact, he's got a spine crawl at the front in anticipation of Hellions also.
Well, your point about the gas is a good one. You know, I'm a little bit surprised at the timing of that Roach Warren. Normally you want a building to pop out, you know, right where you can use it. But it could also be true, like you're saying, you know, he just wants to stay safe against something like Hellions. But with what he's scouted, you know, he knows he doesn't really need to worry about that. Probably going to see a pretty quick stim from Bomber as well. He's going to be playing this maybe sort of SC style, Gumiho style we saw earlier today.
Yeah, Anyang has finally seen the buildings of Bomber. He saw the 3 barracks at the front. Yeah. So now he finally knows, oh, okay, it's going to be mass bio. We're not going to see Hellions or anything. Yep,
looks like Bomber wants to put a reactor there, but he's instead going to allow the Zergling to come and die, which is okay too. Oh, the Zergling turns around. And it is indeed fast stim on the way. Yeah, Bomber's just playing very defensive. Look at that, getting that bunker immediately as well. And the Baneling nest going up for Anyang. So I have got a feeling, Mole Trap, that he may be thinking of doing some sort of high-economy Baneling action now that he knows he doesn't need the Roach Warren. But clearly Anyang a little bit thrown off by this opening by Bomber.
Well, that's a really cool door. Look at that. Depot opens up on the left. You can go around that little tiny corner there.
Yep.
Zergling comes in and scouts the
another tech
lab actually being put on.
Well, Bomber appears to
probably
be
going to do combat shields.
Did Bomber see that Roach Warren?
I don't think Bomber has seen anything in Onyoung's base in a long time. Oh, actually, he does see the Roach Warren. He might have scanned.
So he is then anticipating some Roaches, which is probably why
there you go. Exactly, getting some Marauders out.
So the Roach Warren ends up working okay. Causes Bomber to make some units he might not need otherwise, but he could just be going for some sort of bio push as well.
Yeah.
But
Well, he also got the Tech Lab at about the perfect time. That he started Combat Shields when the Tech Lab finished, and he's going to get Stim and Combat Shields at the same time.
Well, Marauders can soak Baneling hits pretty well. That Overlord not going to get any scouting done at all. And so right now, I'm really just wondering what Anyang's plan is. You know, he's got a lot of buildings. Let's see what he decides to make out of them. Getting a lair as well. So I think right now, you know, he's just trying to play super safe. He just wants to get the buildings he might need just in case he needs them. There's nothing at all wrong with that. 6 Banelings on the way right now, but will it be enough to handle what Bomber has with Stim finishing and Combat Shields? I don't think it is. Any Korean Terran worth his salt is going to be able to flee and target down Banelings manually as well.
Yeah, he also has Marauders. He can place those in the front to soak up Baneling hits.
Yeah,
in addition.
Look at the creep spread for Anyang. It was really good.
It was really good.
It was, yeah, not anymore. It's kind of getting reduced.
Oh,
no! Gotta be careful about that engagement.
Leaving the Marauders in the front, soak up some Baneling hits. He splits his Marines, not the best, but well enough. And there's just too many Marines there. Bomber's wisely going to fall back, though. He's in a very tenuous situation right now.
Yeah, you don't want to attack after something like that. That's just dangerous. But he did a good job. I mean, you saw him focus on the Banelings. He lost 2 Marauders and a Marine or 2, and that was about it.
Marauder has 3 hit points left.
Yep. Didn't leave him hanging, though.
Didn't leave him hanging, no.
It's important. Marauders hate that. They hate being left hanging. Barracks has decided to fly away.
It's interesting how at 3 hit points left, a Marauder can still run at full speed and still fire his concussive shells, but
he's fine,
one more little scratch, and he explodes.
Well, it's just kind of like all the bolts are kind of loosened in his armor, you know? Oh, that's a lot of Banelings. Looks like he will try to bust this wide open.
Oh my gosh, and there's a weak point in that wall on that depot as well. He's got a lot of buildings there, but he's got no real...
Here he goes, going right for the bunker.
This is for the win. If this Baneling bust works, Prime will win the series. Bomber has nowhere to run to. All of his SCVs are dying here.
Oh no, Bomber losing all of his SCVs. This is huge, and Zerglings in the main as well. StarTale is just clinging to a thread in this Team League match right now, and that thread is about to be cut by sharp Zergling claws, it looks like. Wow, Bomber losing his entire economy right now.
Wow.
Those tanks are like, I wish we had siege mode. And he's going to scout a little bit too at this. He's going to see the third, of course.
Yeah, Bomber was just gearing up. You can see all those barracks with all kinds of add-ons on them. Yeah. He was just gearing up to just pump out mass bio.
Not anymore.
He's got 2 factories getting ready to pump out tanks, but now he just doesn't have the income for it. 39 SCVs to 84 drones.
Yeah,
Anyang literally has twice the harvesters, of course. With mules, he has an even economy.
Now, Bomber hasn't transferred, maybe. Now, Bomber hasn't transferred back any of those SCVs from the main quite yet, so he's way oversaturated at his main, not saturated enough at the natural. There he goes, finally transferring some back there, so that's good. Siege mode is on the way as well, so Bomber's not out of it, but that was a serious blow dealt to him by Anyang Prime. It's going to take basically every ounce of Bomber's control to come back and win this game. If there's any Terran, though, that can do it, it's definitely him.
Yeah, he's actually not completely out of it yet. He didn't lose as many SCVs as I thought there. He's got a lot of units on low health, though, so he needs to be a little bit careful because he doesn't have any medevacs out.
Yeah, I would say he lost about maybe near half of his SCVs, so it's going to hurt quite a bit. It's going to give Anyang a huge advantage. And look at that, Anyang taking the 12 o'clock base as well. You can see on your minimap there.
Wow, Bomber actually, he has 6 barracks with reactors on them and 2 factories with tech labs. So he's going sheer Marine tank. He's able to put out 12 Marines and 2 tanks at a time.
Now, here's the thing, is that there's a hive on the way already for Anyang. He wants to get Broodlords out as fast as possible. He knows that there aren't going to be any Vikings. The Banelings and Roaches can take care of the Marines, and the Broodlords can clean things up a little bit. So Anyang has got a plan. It's a good plan. He can speed up his tech, but he's going to have to worry about this push from Bomber. It's going to be strong, but We'll see.
He's moving his factory from the tech lab over to the tech lab.
Well, it's good positioning, I guess.
It's cute.
And if you look at the supplies, too, Bomber has kept up. And he must have quite a large army because you know he only has about... Well, he's back up to 60-some SCVs. I mean, when you do have 3 command centers, you can pump them out pretty quickly, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, he is pumping out lots of units here.
Really good Marine spread, by the way.
Yeah, he's really prepared for this Baneling Zergling counter. Well, not counter, but
Attack. It's just an attack.
Defense, I guess you'd call it. There's some roaches mixed in there too. I like that addition. They can soak up some damage. They're good at killing tanks and Marines.
Oh, Anya needs to be careful here.
Nice, a fungal.
Oh,
and
here
comes the swarm.
Such a wide attack path, but the Marines are so well spread. I don't know how well this is going to work here.
And he does kill a lot of Marines. One tank left over and a handful of Marines, but another dozen Marines comes in from the side, from off stage, and forces those roaches back. Yep. 42 Zerglings in production right now for Anyang.
Now he did take a big chunk out of Bomber's army, but that spread was so good. That's the trouble. That was such a good engagement by Anyang. I don't fault his choice at all for going in there, but Bomber was just so well prepared for it.
What the? Anyang is... Oh, never mind. Yeah, he just built 12 drones. I don't know why he did that. He's up to almost 100 drones right now. He needs units
More than
right
merrier,
now.
Man. Greater Spire is on the way.
Oh, no, he transferred the drones to the northern base. And at the very least, he's now revealed his northern base.
Oh no, Anyang forced to engage a little bit early, losing some units there. Gotta be careful. He doesn't want to get himself trapped in that little narrow choke either. Bomber is starting to kind of pin him in there. Bomber can also send out a small group of units to try to take out that base up at the 12 o'clock. He saw the drones transferring. He should know that there's something up there.
Yeah, there are 2 infestors up there that are there for just that reason.
Corruptors are on the way, but can Anyang get the Broodlords out in time? Bomber doesn't have a starport yet.
Yeah, he's just building it right now. He's getting an armory as well. He's got plenty of reactors lying around, so he can get a lot of Vikings out pretty quick.
Bomber's probably going to want to.
It might be too late.
I'm thinking he wants to get +1 for his air weapons as quick as possible because he knows he's not going to have time to get a good amount of Vikings out yet. We'll see.
There's the Broodlords morphing.
Yep. Not a lot of gas so for Anyang. And right now, the supply actually favoring StarTale Bomber.
Just barely, and he's prodding in here now.
Yeah, this is exactly what Anyang
needs to be.
Couldn't let this happen, but he let it happen. He's pinned in. He's trapped in a narrow corridor, man. You can't get out of the third anymore.
Yeah, he's got to be really careful. You know, especially with prodding. You saw him like trying to prod in and kill just those few Marines, and he was actually taking tank fire from behind.
Marines getting bungled there. That'll be cleaned up fairly quickly. Now, the Broodlords from the high ground in the main are going to be able to do damage to those tanks fairly easily.
Yeah.
There's not a lot that Bomber can do.
This is where he needs Vikings so badly.
Yep.
He's actually going to be forced to pull back. He had this beautiful tank spread, this beautiful contain with his tanks tiered back and back and back, and now he's going to have to abandon that entire position because of these Broodlords.
Well, that is exactly what Anyang needed. They came in just in time. Almost 100 Marines out right now for Bomber as well. That's a lot of Marines.
Bomber realizes the situation and builds 2 more starports.
Yeah, absolutely. He needs that. That is enough Marines to handle the Broodlords. Oh, he's got to be so careful right now.
Whoa.
Those siege tanks actually doing a decent amount of damage to each other, actually.
Yeah.
And here comes Anyang Prime. He's going when the tanks are unsieged, but isn't enough.
No.
There's so many Marines.
He fungles the tanks in place to stop them. They do not. Well, maybe they might get killed after all here. That
Look at
is
that.
not a plan. Oh no!
Oh, Bomber! Wow, losing a few Marines here, but it actually wasn't that bad. He's going to try to snipe the Broodlords, but I don't know if he has enough.
I was like wincing in pain, expecting a fungal to go off on the entire group of Marines. It didn't go off there. And here's that squad attacking the north again. Or not again, but finally.
Yeah, that's where some of the Marines went. Vikings are being pumped out right now for Bomber, but will it be soon enough? This game is so close right now. The Vikings are out.
Yeah, he does have 5 Vikings in play.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. He's got to pull those back. And keep in mind here, Anyang doesn't really have anything that can hit air right now. Where are the Corruptors?
Well, they've been turned into Broodlords. He didn't leave any. He's making some Corruptors now.
He's got some coming out. That's going to be enough to handle these Vikings, but more Vikings on the way for StarTale Bomber. Bomber does have a 4th base up. He's got a planetary there. Anyang needs to worry about breaking that now. This is a good map for Broodlords, so there's a lot of good places they can kind of camp out and hit bases here, and that's exactly what we're going to see.
And this Planetary is going to soak up some fire from those Broodlords, luckily, so he doesn't have to unsiege his tanks at the moment, but he needs to get more Vikings in there. Where are his Vikings?
Now the trouble is that Anyang is only on 3 bases right now. He's trying to take a 4th. Such a close game, Mole Trap.
Both really coarse.
Almost maxed out.
He's desperately trying to repair that Planetary just to buy time. Where is Vikings? He's got 3 Vikings on the map.
He's going to lose all his SCVs there very gradually. Now he's got to be ready to move in with the Zerglings and the Roaches and the Banelings as well. The Planetary has been abandoned, so that is going to even up things pace-wise between these 2 players.
Finally some Vikings coming in. He's got quadruple production on the Vikings right now, but I don't know if it's going to be enough because there are actually a ton of Corruptors picking 1 Viking off.
Oh, here we go. He's got to be careful not to lose some Broodlords to the Marines, but here come the ground units. The tanks are not sieged up. Bomber targeting down the Banelings.
Nicely done targeting the Banelings, and now there's nothing left underneath those Broodlords to support.
Oh, no.
He killed all the Vikings, but the Marines go in afterwards and kill off all of the Broodlords. Anyang forced back.
Then Infestor's like, am I late? Yes, you're late, Infestor.
You're late to the party.
We could have used you against those Marines. Thanks a lot.
But since you can cast spells, you're still invited to the next party.
I guess so, yeah. So the 4th base is up for Anyang right now.
Yeah, and that is a crucial base because he's mined out in his main and his natural right now.
Absolutely.
Now, on the other hand, though, Bomber, he's been dropping mules.
He's intercepting units
so
as
he's
well.
almost mined out completely. He needs to take that 4th as well.
That is a lot of Vikings out right now. 12 Vikings as opposed to the 9 Corruptors.
Bomber forced to fly his main orbital out to that 4th base.
Yeah. And Anyang is just in a really difficult position. Look at that. Bomber spreading his Vikings as well. Spreading his Vikings
good idea.
so that they can't all be fungled. Good move there.
Yeah, very, very smart, actually.
Now, if he can engage with the Broodlords and then pull back and get the Vikings to kind of bump up a little bit, then he can do that fungal. He's got to be careful. But look at that spread. Anyang trying to fungal everything as fast as he can. Where are the armors? Where are the Marines of Bomber?
That is a lot of Infestors.
It is, but
gets a fungal on some of the Vikings.
He's got to be nearby. There's a couple of them here.
Well, he doesn't want to get his Marines too near to the Infestors, or they got fungled. And the Vikings have control of the air. Bomber has pushed back Anyang from his 4th base.
Oh, a lot of Vikings being taken out by the Infestors, though, down to just 1 Viking right now. 2 more just popped up, so he does have 3. And a drop in the main is going to kill the Roach Warren.
Oh, wow.
Might possibly kill the spawning pool as well.
He's running circles around the spawning pool.
He is, yeah. Looks like the spawning pool will go down as well. Oh, man. Things are just going rough for Anyang right now.
Yeah, I think Anyang had a moment where he was in firm control of the game, and Bomber just put some butter on it and slipped right out.
Well, Bomber is
Slipped
good.
the game out of his control.
I mean, you saw the control that Bomber had with his Marines. Didn't stem anything early at all, even when the big attack was going to use, just patiently moving his Marines back, trying to snipe a few Infestors there. And now there are a good amount of siege tanks again out on the map. And Anyang is in dire straits. Look at that Marine
Oh,
spread
he's
by
got no...
Bomber.
Why isn't he saving his Infestors? Finally goes in with the Zerglings and Roaches. Here he comes. And Mules dropping down from Bomber, saying, get out my game. And the last of the Roaches will finally fall to these reinforcement Marines, and we're going to see this 4th base go down and possibly a GG immediately afterwards because Anyang is not mining.
Neural Parasite on the way, so that's kind of cool, but I don't think he's going to ever get to use it.
GG!
And StarTale Bomber playing a really good, patient, careful, slow-pushing, methodical game to come back from that early disadvantage.
So clutch.
Bomber's good, man. He's got good TVZ especially.
He is one of the main reasons why StarTale is in this spot in the playoffs.
Now he's only got to beat 3 more people in a row, and then StarTale wins.
Exactly.
It's a tall
he's
order,
still got his work cut out for him.
Yeah, we'll see if he can do it. So, who is Prime going to send out next?
That's a good question.
I don't know. They've got some leeway before they send out Marine King. They want to wear Bomber down as much as they can.
No, I don't know.
I'd say send out a Protoss, man.
Are you kidding me?
No, not at all. Hagen, he's got good timing attacks.
Bomber has like the best TVP in the world.
It's really good, but you need to send out someone. I mean, who would you have them send out?
I don't know. I don't know who. They don't have anyone that I would say is good enough.
I think it's going to be a Protoss.
But I don't think.
The
I don't know.
point
We'll
of
find
these
out.
guys
Hongen is
now-
one of their stronger players, so
Yeah.
it's a possibility. I would maybe send out Maka, or hopefully they have a sniper prepared, like
Maybe Maka, yeah.
Maru or something like that.
I feel like whoever they're sending out, is like, well, hopefully he can beat Bomber, but if not, we're kind of wearing him out for when Marine King eventually does come out.
True.
That's really what it is. And that's why I'm thinking they're going to send out a Protoss. They're just going to send a lot of different things at him, get his mind think a bunch of different things,
That's true.
try to
That's
sort
a
of
possibility.
scramble his strategies, If you play against all the different races in order, I don't know, maybe they can mess with his head.
Yeah, no, I
Have
mean,
to try.
it does make sense to not send out Marine King yet. You want to wear him out first, regardless.
Yeah, exactly. You want
Make sure
Marine
Marine
King to be
King's
fresh
coming
and
out there
rested.
nice and fresh.
Yep, want Bomber to be tired and frazzled. That was a long TVZ.
They do have Check as well. Might be someone
Check.
to send out.
Yep, that's another Zerg that's been improving rapidly here, but Bomber's just good in every matchup.
We're going to find out here in just
Is
a
it
moment.
gonna be-
Oh, are they? Oh, it might be a trick. It might be a trick.
I think it is a fake, because I saw someone else in the booth, so maybe I don't know, maybe it is Marine King, who knows? I'd be surprised, but we'll see.
Wow.
We'll see.
Well-
It is indeed Marine King, so
Marine
here we
King.
have our rematch.
Marine King wanted a shot at him, and I guess, if one of his teammates went out there and beat Bomber, he wouldn't get the chance to have his redemption, so he's got to go out now.
Look at this guy. He's been around for a long time. 37 wins, 27 losses total in the GSL. He's got a winning record. He's got a lot of silver medals, but he's won a lot of money because of it, so can't fault him there.
No.
He is 1-4 in the team league. I mean, this is a guy, look at that, taking a deep breath. He gets nervous in these situations. He really does.
Yeah, has not performed very well in the team league, and he's, one of the reasons why they haven't been doing too well in team league. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break. Do not miss possibly the final game. Come back in a few minutes.